Now to vote 2022, millions of dollars have poured into the highly competitive race to become the next sheriff of Jacksonville. It was already shaping up to be a hotly contested contest in next year's city elections when a special election had to be called this year to finish the term of former Sheriff Mike Williams. Democrat Lakeisha Burton and Republican TK Waters advanced to this November's special general election. Each has raised well over $500,000. So we wanted to know who are some of the biggest campaign donors putting hundreds of thousands of dollars towards the race. Digital reporter Travis Gibson looked through those campaign finance records and joins us now with what he found out. Travis?
Yeah, Tarek, we found some of the top donors on both sides are wealthy men who have been influential in Jacksonville for years, but the average resident might not know who they are. As Lakeisha Burton and TK Waters have campaigned in this sheriff's race, they've each been supported by a political action committee, or PAC. Make Every Voice Count backs Burton, and A Safer Jacksonville for All backs Waters. Unlike the campaigns themselves, which face contribution limits, these committees can accept virtually unlimited contributions from individuals and companies.
You've literally seen a transformation in political fundraising. The numbers this year are stunning. That's true in the sheriff's race, and that's true in the mayor's race. Really more than double. In the end, it'll be the more than double just a few years ago. And really, it's been the change in PACs that have done so.
So who are some of the key donors to these committees? For Waters' PAC, Tom Petway and his family lead the way. Campaign finance records show Petway and his son Ty Petway, along with their businesses, have donated $225,000. The elder Petway, a former insurance executive who lives in an oceanfront home in Atlantic Beach, has been well known in Jacksonville business and political circles for years. Most notably, he was part of the committee that helped bring an NFL franchise to Jacksonville. As a member of the board of JEA, Petway was also one of the first to publicly suggest the possibility of privatizing the public utility in late 2017. He has a long history of contributions to the Republican Party of Florida and Republican candidates at the state and local level, but is also given to some Democrats. When it comes to the Burton campaign, the top donor is former business executive Gary Chartrand. He has given a total of $300,000, according to campaign finance records. Chartrand is the former executive chairman at Acosta Sales and Marketing, a company headquartered in Jacksonville. He lives in an oceanfront home in Ponte Vedra Beach and has been influential in the world of education. He served for 8 years on the Florida State Board of Education after he was appointed by then-Governor Rick Scott. He was the founding chair of the Jacksonville Public Education Fund and spent $1 million to bring KIPP, a nonprofit charter school, to Jacksonville. He's also donated millions to Duval County Public Schools and UNF and has been an advocate for charter schools. While Burton is a Democrat, Chartrand has primarily given to Republican candidates in the past, including Lenny Curry and Governor Ron DeSantis. We reached out to both Petway and Chartrand to hear why they donated to the respective candidates, but did not immediately hear back. We have more about who some of those other top donors in this year's sheriff's race are right now on news4jax.com. Joy, Tarek?